2, 1. What's up, Juniata? Holy shit, we did it! Appreciate y'all that supported. Stand up, Juniata. Oh my god, we got a lot to get into.
That's how long I've been on ya.
Hit him with the spinneroonie, bitch. Booker T's in the house.
My mic's off. I already hit him with it twice. Let's get lost tonight. You could be my black Kate Mouse tonight. Play secretary, I'm the boss tonight. And you don't give a fuck what they all say, right? Off in the Christian Dior. Damn, they don't make it like this no more.
They don't make
I ask, cause I'm not sure. Do anybody make real shit anymore? Bow in the presence of greatness. Cause right now thou has forsaken us. You should be honored by my lateness. That I would even show up to this fake shit. Go nuts, go ape shit. Especially in my pastel on my babe shit.
Oh my God.
Like you can't tell who made this. You gospel, homie, take 6. And take this, haters. Make me stronger. Cause I can't wait more
I'm that big.
stronger.
It's choking me. It's choking me out.
So heavy. That's how long I've been on ya.
Fuck you, haters.
I don't know if you got a man or not. If God put you in your plans or not. I'm tripping this Gatorade, I be saying a lot. But I know that God put you in front of me. So how the hell could you front of me? There's 1,000 yous, there's only one in me. I'm caught up in the moment, right? Cause it's Louis Vuitton down night. So we gon' do everything to Klondike. Heard to do anything for a Klondike. But I'll do anything for a Blondike. And we'll do anything for the limelight. And we'll do anything when the time's right. Baby, you're making us faster, stronger.
What's up, yo? No sucking your cousin's dick tonight. Oh yeah, you can hear it in there.
It's been hammering the microphone. Got my thumb stuck in it, just spinning around me in it.
But how crazy is it that we love John Cena, and then he retires? Right? He's retired this year.
Word.
We grew up with him. He did the fucking USA one, then the WWE one, and now we get our own.
With tag team titles.
Remember the plastic ones that wouldn't even spin? You had to do it with your finger.
And then we looked into the good metal ones, and they were like 300, 400.
But even remember the plastic ones then? Still terrible.
Yep.
Now we got ones. Oh,
there ain't nothing plastic about this.
Oh my god.
Listen.
Yeah, people.
I think I might have scuffed the table.
It's your side, so.
Head of this table. I'm getting head at this table.
What's up, y'all? We're back with it.
Oh, we're all the way back with it.
We're
all so back with it.
This is gonna be one of my favorite episodes.
This could be such a different episode.
This is gonna be a different episode.
But this could have been such a different episode.
Oh my! Could it have been? Holy shit!
I don't know if I'd have showed up.
Like I said, he's since OJ days.
Don't act like I don't tell you. Kanye, stronger. Just to be crystal as clear again.
Samesies.
Suited.
I'm Brandon Himes. That's Tyson Steele.
That's my co-conspirator.
Co-conspirator.
If I was going to commit a crime, that's going to be the person I committed with.
He co-conspired my crime.
We co-conspired to do it together.
Co-conspired and coconut.
We probably planned it at that top balcony smoke section at the curve.
Oh my god. We didn't even talk about that.
We
But
really
that's for a
didn't.
di-
Yeah, I forgot about
that's a
that.
different episode now. Because we got to get straight into it.
Ladies and gentlemen,
We ran the marathon.
2 finishers of the 2025 Pittsburgh Marathon. Tyson Steele and Brandon Himes, bib number 131 and 118. Congratulations.
Appreciate it. Congratulations to yourself.
Thank you.
Congratulations ain't even the word I would say. I don't know. I almost want to say good on you. It's just becoming a man almost like.
Damn.
What you would say to somebody like, because not that it was maybe that bad, but we're gonna get into it. It's a hell of a
I think
of a
if
story.
we were, like,
I don't even know what to say. It's a hell of a story.
If you were to put it up to like a presidential election vote going into the marathon, a lot more people would have voted that I wasn't finishing that marathon than you.
Yeah.
I mean, it would have been a heavy weighted vote. Got her done.
But I came in with more experience though. And everybody knew that I was just there for you.
Well, we were never doing the marathon if it wasn't for you. Like, I wasn't ever just going to be like, hey, let's
Yeah.
run the Pittsburgh Marathon. Like,
Yeah, so it was last year in April. I was running at the gym for no reason. One of my National Guard buddies came in, and he was trying to jump on the treadmill, and he said, hey, when are you getting off? And I was like, oh, I don't know. He's like, okay, because I'm running the Pittsburgh Marathon. Like, we just started talking about that shit. And I was like, oh, that'd be cool to do. Like, I've never even thought of that. I said this before, but hindsight, I should have just given up the treadmill to him, knowing that he has a month away from the marathon. But I didn't think of it as like that at the time. Because there's only one treadmill in the gym. It's not. So... yeah, then I get hurt. I thought I would train all summer, get hurt, have back surgery. Then October, I think it was, we said we were going to do it together. Well, I announced it, and then you out of nowhere said you were doing it.
never let them know you're next.
But we had 5 months to go to get where I didn't think I was going to be 100%. Of what I am, I had a lot more to give. You know what I mean? So there's so much I want to say.
So let's just start with Saturday.
All right, let's get into it.
So Saturday, I had to work. You had to work, right?
Yeah.
So the plan was you and your parents were going to come out and pick me up at my work, and then we were just going to get on the road. But then when we realized we had a lot more time than we really even needed to rush around or anything, then I drove back. I just drove my car to my house and left it there so I didn't have to leave it at work. And then you guys came and picked me up at my house. Get in the car, instantly got a bowl for chicken salad and spaghetti. The key, it was such a clutch. I loved eating that.
Not only was it delicious from Sal's, but I killed it with the prep work and the dieting. I think we could have done better, but that was the perfect. Because a part of it is like, I can't eat too much protein because I might not shit tomorrow. If you don't shit in the morning, then all you're going to think about, if you didn't shit right in that morning, we start at 7.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to happen.
Yep.
We were both able to shit in the morning. And that's
Best thing that happened to the Red Bird.
That's an A+ on the dinner. You know what I mean? Killed that.
Yeah, so we ate for 2 days before.
And it was delicious.
For 2 days
Shout out Sal's.
before the race. We got chickens. We got chicken salads from Sal's, and then we got plain spaghetti noodles with no sauce, and then just mix them in with the salads, and it was.
And go ahead and get, if you need to do this, if you just want to do plain noodles, we did it. I don't know what Sal's doing different.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's stupid. It's like, I don't know. It's like he's using noodle water from 100 years ago. The noodles are so soft. It's like he's boiling. The water's been boiling for 100 years. It's just the perfect temperature all the time. I don't know. He like pre-wets his. You know what it is? Is they're probably homemade noodles.
Oh, maybe.
That's what it is. They're probably homemade noodles.
Probably what it is.
Stupid. Giuseppe. So we eat that on the way over. Filio's driving us over. Shout out to Big Jeff Gordon Filio.
Shout out to both of our parents.
Yeah, Sherry's in the passenger seat. My parents
They were clutch.
My parents were already almost over there. They were like sitting down to eat dinner.
Because a part of it too, the way I kind of needed this to be like that is like you need to relax. You know, I knew exactly where we're about to just go get hurt. You know what I mean? We're about to, for fun, go get in pain.
I had so much fun.
And so, but you need to relax. You need to just not. It's why boxers don't scream and yell when they go to the ring, is because everything you do is energy. Just start slowing down, be slow until we're about to use a lot of energy. But
so we get over there.
We were having that was great. What we did, the car ride was great. Filio on the brake pedal was a little much.
Filio was on the brake pedal a little much. Heavy on the brake pedal. And your mom didn't have the maps on her new car. Like, she didn't have her phone connected, so you couldn't just look at the maps on that. It has like a fucking 14-inch screen.
And neither did your mom.
Yeah, and then my mom had the thing on hers that you would have. Like, she has the Android Auto on there. She has the maps deleted. Like, she went out of her way to. Your mom didn't even set up the Android Auto, because if she did that, then all your affiliate would have to do is just click the maps. Karen went out of her way to delete it off of her phone. It's Google Maps. How are you getting around? It's that's
God.
Maniacal. Yeah, just fucking signs, I guess. Just Big Ran. The human map. Big Ran. That's the only way she's getting
That's
around.
afraid to say it.
Yeah, you can't say that they're going the wrong way because she'll scream at him. Filio's on curbs.
Our parents had a great time.
Oh, dude, they had a great weekend. It was, altogether, it was an awesome weekend.
So we get to the Red Roof.
God, did we get to the Red Roof.
and look, I'm not going to say I knew exactly how the experience was going to be by the person that was sitting out smoking a cigarette in the front when we got there. But I will say,
I couldn't tell if they had a room or they were homeless.
I knew they probably knew the owner.
Oh, yeah. Dude. How about the water the next morning? It's crazy. We went down to get hot water, and it was just old coffee. Anyway, so we get to the Red Roof.
Check in, and
we're on the opposite ends.
Their country's about to go to war with Pakistan.
They're buying a lot of FIFAs in the area.
So, but that don't mean they're actually in America relatively clean. You know, if you have a business, something like this,
the Red Roof.
You know what? Now they say this. Off the eye test, I would have said this is gonna be clean. They look clean.
Never.
I know. I'm just putting it on for the camera.
Never was.
Now that I'm just.
Didn't even notice if it had a red roof.
The girl at the front desk, she had the body of a 10-year-old. It was like not a little person, but she was like a smushed in little person. And she had a mustache.
True. She did. It was my parents were in one room, your parents were in one room, and we were in one room.
Both on
all scattered across from the red roof, because all the it's not like a hotel, it's a motel, so all the rooms face out. So it's 2 floors of motels. We were on the second floor on the even side. Your parents were on the second floor on the odd side. My parents were on the first floor on the odd side.
And we just took this side just because it was closer to the parking lot.
And we get in there.
Less energy. type thing.
It was just gross.
But also, I made 6 trips, kept forgetting things. I had to make 6 extra trips. That's just one of those things where it's like, if I had a wife, she'd have made all 6 of this.
I had to shower, which was terrible because if anybody doesn't know.
That does suck for you.
Yeah, for anybody that doesn't know, my power was ripped out of my fucking house by a tree last Tuesday, 2 Tuesdays ago. I just got it back, or no, not this past Tuesday, but the Tuesday, 2 Tuesdays ago. I just got it back this past Tuesday. I was a week without power, and then as soon as I get the power back on, after the marathon, I got the power back on, but then my hot water tank went out, so I had to get a new hot water tank replaced at my house.
Oh, really?
I just put it in yesterday, yeah. So yesterday was the first time I've actually showered in my house in a week and a half. I've been showering at my parents' house. I had to shower at the fucking Red Roof Inn, which was, dude, the towels. I got out, wiped myself off with the towel. I'm like, what the fuck? I'm still like soaked. So I like wiped myself off with the other side of the towel. Nothing. I like aggressively wiped myself off with this towel. I'm dripping water. I'm like, what the fuck? It's like they put anti-dry shit. Like they put water repellent shit on their towels. I just said, fuck it. Just, dude, I like to like, it was I was still so wet. Like you ever have to like pull your fucking underwear up? Because it was crazy. What everyone has to pull their underwear up, but you know what I mean. It's like sticking, the water is like sticking your leg. But so I showered there, and then Tyson laid out the yoga mat so we could get our stretches in. And he stretched first, and then I stretched. And as soon as I was stretching, I looked left because the yoga mat was next to Tyson's bed. Looked left. There's just like red stains all over Tyson's mattress. And I couldn't tell if it was blood or what the fuck it was, but it was just gross. So then I slept with all my clothes on. My mom slept with all her clothes on. Your mom slept with all her clothes on.
I slept with all my clothes on and one of the extra shirts I brought over the pillowcase.
Yeah. Well, I had to put socks on just to get into bed because I thought it was gross. Well, I had flip-flops on. I wasn't walking around without.
I went barefoot in that, John.
Could never. But I should have did the pillowcase move because I woke up the next morning and my eye was like gunky.
And you know what? Mine would have been way worse. You know my eyes.
My eye was like gunky, and I'm like, tell me the Red Roof gave me pink eye on marathon day. They were throwing everything at it. They threw everything they could at us.
They literally threw everything at us. While we also failed by only bringing one yoga mat. We definitely should have had 2, because with one, it just meant that you had to be going and taking a shower, then I'm stretching, and then you get done with your thing, and then we're just going back and there's one at a time. We should have had 2, especially being a dirty place like that. Like 2 would have been beneficial. We could have just been stretching at the same time, making a moment. You know what I mean? Like doing the same things at the same time. We failed that way, but we still passed. But it's just a failure for other people.
So we end up going over
Hold on. What were you gonna say?
I was just getting us. We were going over to Filio to talk to him and my dad about the plan for the next morning.
Oh yeah, but so yeah, we can get there.
I don't know where you could say whatever you're about to say.
Oh no, yours is before mine.
So we go over, talk to Filio and my dad about what the game plan is. My dad just really had to go park his car somewhere close to the finish line, which he didn't do, which is crazy. All he had to do was park it close to the finish line, and he couldn't have been any further away. But he also woke up sick the morning of, which was crazy. Remind me to give you guys the puke count. For everyone that was over in Pittsburgh.
You know what?
Marathon participators.
It's funny you say that. Multiple people, even somebody today asked me, how many times you guys puke? And I'm like, neither of us, none. And he's like, I didn't even see it. I seen one person that I thought was maybe done puking. And the only person that puked Marathon Sunday was Big Red.
Big Red. But so we tell my dad, hey, find a place near the finish line to park. Phil will come get you. Because the finish line was right by the start line, too. But somehow my parents made it to the start line, so they must have not parked at the finish line. I don't know.
And they were a different area than
Your parents
yeah.
were, yeah. So, game plan with Philly about what mile markers we're going to meet him at.
That was rough. You know what? I was damn near going to skip past this shit. So we're breaking it all down, right? And I told him to try and I can't blame him. But I told him, I was like, he's good. He knows he's going to be there. He's going to be our driver. We're thinking we're going to have resupply points along the way if you're going to be there to want to watch us. Because otherwise, I would have carried as much as I could have. We would have had the same packs because mine held a lot more than yours did. We would have had the same packs jam filled with the shit. If we knew we were never going to see him again till the finish line. Well, we would have at least needed 11 packs because that's what I took for mine. But probably maybe 15. Anyway, we knew they were going to go to these points. And so we planned out our gel packs and just like protein bars and shit for these points. And we're going through it just the night before. And we get to point 1. We talk about the morning. Then we get to point 1. I'm like, yeah. And then right here, you'll give us pack 1. Then it takes us 30 fucking minutes. And we just want to go to bed. And my dad finally, he's like, oh, and I'm going to go uptown. And I'm going to go down the street. And I'm going to go up. And both of us are just like, dude, nobody knows these streets. Your main driver won. Nobody knows these streets.
He went to college over there, so he's going to know him a little better than most. Yeah.
He knows exactly where he is. And he's telling us where he's trying to go. And we're running the race. We don't give a fuck where you're driving. But he's telling us this, and then he's like, and then I think we'll try and get to here. And I'm like, okay, cool. It's right at 11 miles. We're like, yes, perfect. Be right fucking there. That's exactly what we planned for. And he's like, okay, so what pack is that? And the whole time he was going through the streets, I was like, oh, I fucked up. I told him pack 1. Pack 1 goes in my bag to start out with. Pack 2 is what you give us at 11 miles. So I said pack 2 or...
You said pack 1, and so he wrote pack 1 down. And then we went to the next stop, which was the 17-mile mark.
Oh, yeah.
And then he goes, all right, and that's pack 2. And you said pack 3. And he said, what happened to pack 2? Dude, he started scratching shit. He was about to just scratch it all out, the whole jitney. And then it took us 5 minutes to explain to him, you fucked up by saying pack 1 the first time. I just messed
my words up.
And he couldn't understand it at all. What happened to pack 2? Pack 1 is pack 2. What?
I got remember, 1, you got 2.
What does it say on the bag?
Yo, dude, he said, what does it say? And they literally said, pack 1, 2, and 3.
What does it say on the bag? What happened to pack 2?
Banked.
No, your water. This is no your water. But he was so genuinely just like he had missed the whole part. Like
we're about to go to like a real life, like bullets are flying tomorrow. Like he was serious. He was in it. It was cool to see.
Doggy. What happened to bag 2? What does the bag say on it? Bag 2. And then when I was like, Phil, he just messed up what he meant to say.
You had to explain.
I had to mediate you and your dad.
Just got my words wrong.
Dude, it was like the fucking rush hour when he was like, who's who? He's like, me who? He's like, who's that? He's like, that's you. He's like, I'm me. It was crazy. He's like, back to where?
We're about to start running in like 9 hours, dude. I can't have you like this.
Fumbling the packs. It was awesome. Every step of the way was awesome. You almost did share a skirmish right to Philly breakdown. He tried. They were throwing everything at us.
Yeah, they made my dad dumb.
I can't believe they would do that. You fuckers.
You fuckers. You sons of bitches. We got you.
I don't know who's who.
I don't know. What, the couple of used twos.
Who's use? You fuckers. Philly is a good man.
Make them that dumb and shit.
He didn't curse. Then if you remember, dude, at the end when we were in my parents' car, we had to drive through tunnels to get to your dad's car, and he walked from there to the finish line. That's insane. Philia went crazy for us. It was awesome. So we finally get the packs prepared. We get the pack situation down. Philia knows where he's going to meet us at. Mile marker 11, mile marker 17, finish line. That's the expected route.
Ian, that's actually how we had our packs laid out. So we fucking got it right for laying the packs out and just thinking about general air and like, what the fuck's my dad gonna do? Because we were pretty much hard set on he could get 11, but we didn't. Well, we'll get there.
So then we went back to our room.
Yeah, and then just chilled.
Yeah, just laid on the bed, watched our phones until we started falling asleep, and I think we both went to bed at like 9:03.
No, it was 10. It was 10:42, and I was like, all right, at 10 o'clock I'm going to bed, and I just scrolled.
9:42, you mean?
Yeah, 9:42. But a little bit before that, right before we shut out all the lights, I had my light was the last one on. I grabbed my phone, laid down in the bed because I was like icing my knees and stuff, and I fucking hit my light switch like this. And I was like, "B, we're gonna fucking need you." What did I even say?
Said, "Me, I'm gonna need you to work a miracle tomorrow."
and
and then you said, "Boy, howdy, are we?"
I mean, dude. A miracle.
They were
what
calling
it was.
for rain
Every single hour.
We were supposed to get dumped on all day.
It only rained for an hour, but
we had the best weather you could ever imagine for a marathon.
Yeah,
Like a miracle happened. It was not too hot, not too cold. The sun, like overcast. It was just awesome.
So I give a shout out to Meme. I was laying, it was like 9:40 something, and I was like, I'm going to bed at 10. I'm at least going to tell you I'm going to bed at 10. And right as I thought that, all I hear is, I was like, oh, he's out. And then I just literally shut off my phone. So we went to bed right before 10.
Word.
And then
Hard up at 4:30.
Which we didn't wake up early enough. We had too much stuff in the room. Everything was unpacked, you know what I mean? Like there was too much to do. I don't know if I should say it right now. I'm not going to say it. There was so much to do that certain things didn't happen. That should have happened, like a daily routine stuff shouldn't have happened. So you're going to remember. We even forgot our, I smartly brought a fucking, what do you call those, surge protectors? Because there was no fucking outlets. You know what I mean? I wasn't even sure of if that's like a thing because it's not normally a problem. But I needed to charge my watch. You didn't bring your watch. You forgot your watch.
Dude, I raw dogged as I could.
But you did say to me not to forget your watch,
Yes.
and I forgot to tell you as also.
And the crazy part was I drove my truck back to my house and still had a chance to get my watch and forgot it still.
Yeah, you went to home.
No, didn't need the badge. I got the spinner on me.
So, yeah, we failed on having too much shit in the room. We didn't wake up early enough. We would have had to waken up at 3:30.
You know what our biggest fail was that led to most of these little fails? We needed to take Saturday off and get over there early.
Yes, you're exactly right. 100%, you're right. But if you're not going to do that,
Yeah.
and not everybody can, like we couldn't, that's where we messed up. So we could have packed, I could have packed all my things in my suitcase instead of having 2 or 3 different bags.
Yeah.
So I could have did things like that.
Yeah. We could have honestly packed all of our shit in one bag.
Yeah, we could have.
Yeah.
Then just had 2 bags at minimum. We have a gear bag. Because we had gear. We had fucking stretch bands and yoga mats, and I have things for my feet that I didn't use.
We used the rollers.
I had other things for my feet that we didn't even use, just to like stretch your legs out. We didn't have time to use them.
No. Yeah, we did. We woke up. We didn't wake up early enough.
Because we ended up leaving the room at, 5:30 we leave.
Yeah.
Then we find out, rest in peace, Ricky McPhee.
Well, we found that on the way out Saturday night. Yeah, rest in peace, Rick.
Yeah, but it kind of hit me that morning. Because I almost didn't believe it. It's a weird name, so you, like, there's, like, no way. You know what I mean? But
You want it to be someone else, but it's not.
yeah. My mom had found out, like, some more news about it or something on Facebook, which we didn't, it wasn't even right. Well, it was right, but, like, wasn't the whole story at all. But just, she confirmed that pretty much was him. Shout out, not shout out, but rest in peace, Ricky McPhee. When I heard that shit, we were going through a tunnel, I was like, it's for Ricky. And we said that a bunch during the race.
Mm-hmm.
Every time it got tough, we were just, for Ricky.
It didn't get that tough.
It wasn't. That was supposed to be tough.
That was supposed to be hard. They put this on my neck.
Junie had a legend, though, Ricky McPhee.
Facts. So the next morning,
we're getting dropped off.
Well, next morning we wake up. We plan on eating oatmeal. So one of Tyson's biggest concerns about the Red Roof is he couldn't find if it had microwaves in the room. Found that it was very LGBT friendly, doggo friendly, but no
smoker friendly.
Smoke friendly. Yeah, you get a smoking room.
They had ashtrays every 15 feet,
but couldn't find out if there was microwaves or not. Not only did we find that there was coffee and hot water in the lobby, but there is also microwaves. So the next morning, Tyson gets up, we get up, and we get our bowls to go down and put hot water in our bowls for the oatmeal. So we go down, another young body on an older face of a man is working the counter, and he just says good morning, I think, maybe. I don't know if he even
and it's 2 fucking things that say coffee, and then another one
that says coffee,
steel
one says decaf, and one says hot water.
Yeah.
So you would think it's just a regular
We walked straight up to the hot water, John. You hit it first.
And I'm like, there's nothing in this. and like there's barely any in it. And I hit it again, and I hear the guy mumbling, and he's like, "They're all coffee, but if you guys want coffee, I need to make it fresh." And I was like, "This one's not hot water," and he's like, "No." And I look in the bowl, and it's just like gross old coffee grains and water and shit. It's like old dirty brown water with coffee grains in it. So we went back up to the room.
Let's put that as like a fucking bookmark.
That was another one of them trying to get us. They threw everything they could at us.
True, but it could be. I don't even want to say it was. That's something that comes down. Could have been a factor for what comes down the road, because that was in your bowl.
True. So, Tyson whips up the oatmeal. We get ready. We pack up the car.
Couldn't even make the oatmeal that I wanted to make.
Yeah.
It was going to be Kodiak oatmeal with a half scoop of protein powder, a spoon of peanut butter, and half a banana. We literally just straight ate. We only had time for just oatmeal.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, maybe... I don't think we did, because we left the power outlet there. You know what I mean? We left something there.
Yeah.
We didn't have time.
Yeah, we packed up in a hurry and then called my dad to see where he was. He was throwing up the next morning. I guess he got sick from something he ate the night before, but he was puking, so he was like, just go on without us. We'll meet you guys there. I'll text Phil where I'm parked at. I'm like, okay. So we drive to Pittsburgh, and you're just like ultra locked in at this point. You're like not even having a good time. I had to like remind you to just like loosen up a little bit, because like you're not even like, I'm making funny jokes and you're not even laughing at them.
I know, but I was aware of them. It is funny. I just can't laugh. This has been a year in the making. This is everything. Everything means today. Like today means so much. Today means so much. It couldn't. That's what it looks like when I'm focused, like ready to fucking go.
Yeah. No wonder he stayed at the Red Roof. So we get to where runners are getting dropped off at, and we just get out of the car immediately. Just as soon as we can, we get out of the car. And then we obviously have never been to a marathon before, so we have no idea where the fuck we're going. It's dark in the city of Pittsburgh.
Right here, also on our bibs, it says Corral, and ours says D. We failed to notice that. First timers.
Yes.
That would have also let us know, like, because the dude that we talked to, we just stopped at the guy and we're like, hey, man, which way is the start line? Because we just thought it was just a all main start line.
Yeah,
I had no idea.
The same thing. Yeah, I didn't know. Like, they section it off. There's different blocks of the city, and then they walk you up to the starting line. So they put you in corrals.
Yeah.
The elite athletes. And
we had to go so far.
Yeah, the elite. We got dropped off with the elite athletes. We definitely saw people from like Kenya warming up, and then we had to walk like everybody was telling us how far of a walk it was. We had to walk like 10 city blocks in the morning just to get to our corral. We get to our corral. It's probably like 6:30 by the time we get there. And then, so we finally figure out, like, all right, if we're in Corral D, we knew that there were staggered start times. So we were like, our start time's probably not going to be till like 7:20, almost 7:30. So like 7 o'clock, the tip of the spear goes off.
The hand bikers.
Yeah, the unicyclers or whatever, the handy cyclers. The hand cycle division, they called it.
The tip of the spear.
The tip of the spear. They go out, which is like...
Yeah, when sometimes after some of the mile markers, they had so many wires that they had to put that fucking thing on it, that grated thing.
Oh, yeah.
The plastic, they must have hit that, John.
Well, I was just sitting there thinking about them going up that fucking hill. They'd have had to drop it in first.
Oh, my God.
That hill was one of the steepest hills I've ever walked up in my life. It was insane. And I'm not even exaggerating.
No,
that
dude.
bitch was crazy.
We'll get there, but maybe I remember it all. So but there was a lot of hills, downhills sometimes too.
Yeah,
We're
some
crazy.
crazy downhills.
If it was the other way, it would have been.
So we're in our corral, stretching out, just taking
The
it
way
all
I
in.
am, I just want to get right in.
Yeah.
Like I told you I just wanted to go right in. And then we actually found the most uber spot possible.
Yeah, we found a really good spot right next to this like trailer
Production slash
whatever trailer. It wasn't attached to
they probably
anything.
had
We could
the
warm
lights
up on
up in
it.
it. Yeah.
So we found a good spot and we were warming up to this guy dressed like Forrest Gump. And we were trying to deduce like how many, like, because there were people with black bibs, and we realized that those guys were running
You pointed that out.
they were all running half marathons, and then there was people with relay bibs on and all kinds of stuff. So 7 o'clock, tip of the spear goes, then the elite athletes, and then each of the corrals are like 10 minutes apart, I'm pretty sure. So we ended up going at like 7:30, I think, or something like that, 7:34.
But we had gotten the corral by like 6:40.
Yeah, we were in there at 6:36.
So we were in there for an hour.
Mm-hmm. And
After walking so far and then being in there for so long. Just a lot. That's when we talk about just wasting energy. That's all energy.
Mhm. And then, so it slowly gets to our start time, and it's like right before our gate. The other gate just took off. It's right before our gate's about to go, and I look at Tyson. I'm like, I gotta piss, and I had to piss bad. But I was just like, I'm not fucking. I'll just whatever. I'll just whenever I gotta piss, I'll piss. I have to piss right now, but I don't got time to do it. Obviously, we're gonna start soon, and I'm not gonna fucking miss it. That would be crazy. So we start walking towards the start line.
And you know what? I'm going to say it now. Shitting yourself is terrible. I'd fucking piss myself easily. Just in that situation, like, fuck, man. Can't hold it in. It's just the way everything was timing down. You know what I mean?
I just knew once we started running that
And we had this.
bother me.
We both had chafing cream. Parents had chafing cream. It was gonna be. Listen, it's gonna be a bad mistake in the long run. But I wouldn't. There were a ton of porta potties. So, what if you can't hold it?
I just had to piss real bad.
Yeah.
We shit in the morning, which is good.
Nope. Hey,
Huge.
I said that to
So we
people.
didn't have to worry about it.
I said that to people. The only fear that I had going in is that I wouldn't shit that morning.
Didn't want to shit my pants. I knew I was going to finish the race, but I didn't want to shit my pants. So our corral goes up there. We're walking towards the starting line. We see your parents. So your parents are taking pictures of us and stuff. And then we walk up. We see my parents. And you're like, at this time, you were debating whether or not you wanted to ditch and just run the whole thing in your muscle shirt.
Yeah, so we both had tank tops underneath.
Yeah.
Long sleeves that we were wearing. And I knew the long sleeve, it's the black one that you see me wear in the benchmark episodes. I already planned on ditching that thing. Like, because I knew it was going to rain. It was easy. I was going to let it get soaked and then ditch it. And then get a new one put on, let it get soaked, and ditch it. And I was just going to do that. So I knew this thing was gone. I see your parents, and I'm like, you know what? The big reason I wanted to wear it was just because I did it even when I ran a half marathon on Easter. I wore it damn near the whole time until I let my back get like warmed up, and that starts happening around like mile 8. And I'm like, then I'll ditch it or something. You know what I mean? But when I seen your parents, like the adrenaline is a real fucking thing on that starting line. Did you feel it? Like, it's time to go. Like, it's not even adrenaline. It's like smooth. It's like a very calm. I think it almost has something to do with like,
I think it's
being
like,
so many people there.
I think what it is, it's like all the worry and the build up, and you're like, I'm like anxious for this thing to start, and you're like, holy fuck. And then you're just like, it's about to start. There's nothing I can do. You know what I mean? You're just like accepting it. You're just like, there's nothing.
Yeah. Yeah, you're right.
So we see my parents get pictures.
I give them my long
Gave them the long sleeve. I ran for the first. I ran in my long sleeve. Yeah, I wasn't gonna say how long, just because we were gonna go through it mile by mile. But I did run through the first 11 miles with my long sleeve on. It felt great. That's how good the temperature was. Like, I'm fucking fat. I'm 195 pounds, but I ran that thing in a long sleeve and felt great. So that was awesome. But we get through the first mile.
Mile 1 was good.
Mile 1 was awesome. There was a helicopter posted up taking like videos of everybody at the starting line.
Mile 1 happened in like a half a mile.
Mile 1 happened so quick. What did we run it in? 12 minutes and 14 seconds?
12:20.
12:20.
And then we ran it 12:19.
Then we ran the second mile in 12:19, but we ran it so fast and we're having so much fun, we missed the mile marker, right? And
Yes, and also I think I slowed down. I think I was the first one to stop and be like, because I could feel something in my tailbone. It was an injury I was dealing with not an injury, but I just needed my tailbone to pop for days now. And it didn't pop, and I just had to stop. And we took a gel pack. So it was at that same point.
mm-hmm.
And then, so then we're at like 3 miles, pop a gel pack.
We see the 3 mile marker and we're like, holy shit, we're at 3 miles? What happened to the 2 mile marker? Because we never saw the second mile marker. We ran right past it.
Oh, yeah.
So then we hit 3. We see 3 because we're running across the bridge. Then we see 4. 4's right where the polka band was.
And you know what I think it was, now that I think about it? It must have been that there were so many people on the outsides of us. We must have been towards the middle of the road.
Yeah, that's another thing you guys can't understand. The spectators that come out for the marathon and, like, cheer you on and, like, show praise and give you support and stuff like that, like, they're the real fucking energy givers, dude. Like, those people give you just the unwavering.
Oh, my God, yeah.
It was crazy. The people were crazy. And they were everywhere.
And then not only them, it's the people that we're running with. There's so many halfers that we must have been in the middle and we couldn't see the mile marker when it ever came.
We were right.
Because they wouldn't have like an overhead thing. It would just be like 2 cones. Not cones, but like 2 things on each side of the road.
We were like maybe 20 yards behind the guy in the race who was a 5 hour and 30-minute pace holder. And our goal was to just keep him in our sights, maybe run in front of him and walk until he got in front of us.
We didn't know if we would finish before him or after him, but we just wanted to be with him.
Yeah, we knew if we were with him, we would be all right. So I think a lot of the time we were just looking for him, maybe missed a mile marker.
And we got way ahead of him.
And I always thought they would have him higher up on both sides of the road so you could see it, but they only had it like one place or the other place. It was never one or the other, or it was never both. But yeah, the people like giving you support and shit like that, and then like us just like it being our first marathon and taking it in, the first like 4 or 5 miles went by. Like the first hour went by like it was nothing. Like we weren't even fucking outside.
Okay, so around like 2 or 3, I realized I forgot deodorant.
Oh yeah. Is that your everyday task? Is that the one you were talking about? Yeah, that's
a simple everyday task. I forgot deodorant. And if I was wearing my long sleeve, it probably would have held, I would have felt way more comfortable. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But just my arms couldn't be out anymore.
Just wind going right past your arm.
Wind
100%.
You said you got behind me.
Yeah, you could smell.
How bad was it?
I mean, it smelled like BO. Like it smelled like a guy who just didn't take a shower in the morning, and then it smelled like. Here's what it smelled like. It smelled like you were 20 miles into the race.
Jeez.
Yeah, it was rough. I did have to keep separating you from you. Like, if I was behind you, I had to go left.
Yeah,
because it was rough. But you.
Was there just, I imagine it as like, was there anybody straight behind me?
No, I think they all got a whip. That was another thing, too. Don't take this the wrong way, but I don't want to get too close because I don't want people to think I stunk.
Oh, no. I mean, dude, it was 10 out of 10 embarrassing.
Yeah.
One of the most embarrassing moments of my life. Like, it was like a shame walk.
But we were
Like-
running.
A shame, yeah.
But you did come in clutch because you prepared for everything and just texted your mom to get my deodorant ready.
That was around 4. That's
Yeah.
why I brought. Yeah. So when we there was a uphill that we started walking on. I threw the text in. Shout out to my parents coming through. Got that fucking deodorant stick out, but that wasn't gonna happen until 11.
Yeah. So that was 4. 5 we missed the mile marker for. Because I'm asking him, I'm like, dude, well, I haven't seen the mile marker for 5. This has been like the longest mile of the race so far.
Yeah, and then you said, I knew my watch it wasn't buzzing right at the mile markers. And I bet this bitch is right. So I'm thinking this John's wrong.
Yeah.
But this is GPS. There's no way they got this wrong.
Yeah. So I'm like, dude, we haven't seen the 5 mile marker. I'm like, I feel like we've been running this one for a while.
I remember I looked at my John and it said 5:56.
And you're like, my watch says we're coming up on 6 miles. And I was like, damn, then maybe we did pass it. I don't know. You're like, well, my watch has been dead on with almost
Missed
every
4
other
and
one.
5.
Yeah. I thought we missed 2 and 5.
No, we missed 4 and 5.
Oh, we missed 4 and 5.
Yeah. I think 4 was right under the bridge when we started walking and when I sent the text. It was right before that.
Before PNC Park?
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, we missed mile marker 4, mile marker 5. Then all of a sudden, like out of nowhere, like when you wanted to see a mile marker, it was just there. Like you
Yeah.
were like, oh man.
I should also say it doesn't help when you miss the mile markers because now I'm losing track of what our pace is.
Yeah. So then we come around the corner, see mile marker 6. Get through that. Get through mile marker 7. Mile marker 7 takes us back on the other side, and then this is where we think, through our like looking at the map and stuff, this is where we think a lot of the uphill is going to start. So 7 and 8 weren't that bad. It was pretty flat, kind of downhill actually, because we were on like bridges and stuff.
Yeah. We had just crossed 6 going into 7, and my dad, it was 7 going into 8, and my dad texted me, he's at the bridge, and I'm like, once you got over this bridge, you hit 7, and I was just like, we just got over the bridge. I think I texted him like, we just got over the bridge, and I didn't know that he meant something different. So we think, we don't know where he is. We think he's going to be at 17 before we get a resupply.
Mm-hmm. What he meant was he just got over a bridge to get to the other side of the Pittsburgh where we needed him to
He's
be
over
for
by
mile marker 11.
Yeah.
Yeah. So like 6, 7, even 8-ish, kind of like flat downhill. Really nothing crazy.
We ripped the pen at, I think, 8.5.
Yeah. I didn't rip the pen until then because I didn't want to have
Yeah.
no energy. I knew I was going to need energy.
I ripped the pen all day.
So right around like, I would say like 9 or 10 is when like, I would say it's probably right around 10 because I can go like the 10 miles was perfectly fine with me because we had a good pace where we'd like walk because the pacer would yell out 30-second walk and then like you would walk, but we would run while they walked. So that way, whenever we were gassed and wanted to walk, he would already be a bunch of people behind us, and then he would catch up. And then when we would see him again, then we'd start running again. That would be like our break. So
leapfrogging.
Yeah. So
Because you're gonna learn 2 terminologies, and it's not your Potter's terminology. Leapfrogging and getting married or like mirroring somebody. Leapfrogging is just you guys start walking while we're running, then we start walking, then you guys started running.
To be honest with you, it's crazy. A lot of people, I don't think they like even thought about how to like attack the marathon. There were so many people running up a hill and walking down a hill or a flat part. It made no sense to me. I'm like, why are you using twice as much energy to go up the hill just to use no energy when you could be using?
Because maybe they thought they'd get up there faster to cut their time, but they're not thinking about the energy that they wasted.
Yeah, none of it made sense. So then, like, we're obviously running past people on downhills. We were even walking past some people too. There were some people that were running and we were walking past just because we were keeping that.
We were moving great.
Yeah. The first 10 miles went by like nothing. And then right around the end of 10, 10-7, right before 11 maybe, or even around 11, I started getting like light cramps in my leg. Nothing crazy, but I could still we were still shuffling.
It was like near like 10-5, then I think 10-7, near 11. We had to take a stop, our first real stop. That's when he sat on the stoop.
When did I take a piss? In the parking lot porta potties on the right hand side there, do you remember?
Yep, I remember.
That was like mile marker 8 or 9 maybe. Because I think that's when I stopped there to take a piss. That's kind of when
that was 9 to 10.
Yeah, that was kind of when the cramps started kind of like setting in. Because you stopped the motion, you know what I mean? And because even when we were walking, we were keeping a good enough speed that my cramps I didn't have any.
For people that I don't know, it's almost easier to just keep running.
Yeah.
When you stop is when everything starts, like, your body's like, okay, we're done now,
yeah.
right? Because
starts relaxing.
None of this is normal.
Especially for me. For anybody who doesn't know, should I put it on record now?
I think.
For anybody who doesn't know, the most I've ever run before the marathon was 11 point whatever-ish miles, 11.2 or something, 11.6, maybe, I don't remember. But when that happened, I had to give up because my calves seized up and I couldn't walk anymore. And I didn't want to hurt myself before the marathon. And that was back in February. The second longest I'd ever run before that was 10 miles. The third longest I'd ever run before that was a collection of like 2 miles or 1 mile or something like that. I had not run a total of all the miles I'd run in 2025 leading up to the marathon and all my prep did not equal 26.2 miles.
We did that math today.
Yeah, which is crazy. But
in your life, miles. And I was saying I've ran
in my life maybe a little bit more because like you run the shit.
Oh yeah,
but and stuff like that.
Focusing miles,
purposefully going out to run, never. Because and to people who might not know this, I literally took beginner swimming for 3 years in high school, so I didn't have to run in gym class. That was my biggest.
And now you're a marathoner.
My biggest reason I never took gym classes because I never wanted to run. I never got to play like all the cool games and shit, but I just swam with bitches. But because there was like, didn't you have to run for like 20 straight minutes or something like that? When we were in 10th grade, you had to like, in gym class, you had to run for 20 minutes around the gym. I hated it. It was in 9th grade. Mr. Niedermeyer made us do it in 9th grade. And I hated it. I was like, I'll do whatever I can not to do gym next 3 years of my life, and I didn't. So, and I've always hated running. Like my ex-fiance, when her and I first got together, I was like, the only place you're ever going to see me run to is.
I think we got to pause.
Oh, word.
And we're back.
So bad.
Wouldn't be a locker room talk episode.
The Cammy didn't shut off after an hour. So where were we? I didn't train a lot going into this. I did have a lot of things going on outside of everything, splitting up with my fiance, finding a place to live, the whole nine. But Yeah, I didn't train. The only other time I trained a long distance before this, other than the 10-miler, was when we were supposed to do 15, and my calves literally cramped up, seized up to the point I just didn't want to hurt myself. So fast forward to where we were at in the marathon. We're like 10 and a half, almost 11 miles in, and I start to feel, it was when we stopped to take a pee around 9, almost 10, is when the first time I stopped moving my legs. So the cramps started kind of like, you could feel them there, but it wasn't really anything crazy as long as we were still going. So then right around 10, because right around like 9 to 10, it started getting uphill, everything. That's like kind of when the gradual hills kind of started and stuff.
And I know that feeling. Just it like when you said it, it just hit me like, yeah, when I have to stop in an intersection because of car, and it's like the car has that. I give them the right of way. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But like, damn, just even stopping it all when you're running,
Yeah,
it's detrimental.
mm-hmm. Even just the small little break that your calves like, they think they're done.
Yeah, yeah. Your body doesn't know.
Yeah. They don't know what we're running from. They just think we're running. And so right around 10 and a half, 11, 10.7, somewhere in there, I got like my first kind of like serious cramp where it like didn't go away after a couple steps. So we walked a little bit, and like anytime I would tell Tyson like I needed to slow down, we would just stop. But we were terrible at putting our hands in the air to let people behind us know that we were walking.
Oh, yeah. Well, first off, didn't know that was a thing.
Yeah, obviously.
Until we were out there, and then it happened. And then even, okay, well, also, I can't throw my hands in the air, because if I fucking throw my hands in the air.
Facts. We don't want that.
Everyone
behind him will be walking if he throws his hands in the air.
That's going to fuck up the next 30 yards behind. I smelled it. Dude, it was bad. When I say 10 out of 10 bad, it was bad.
You might have created a little bubble for us to run in.
I think I did.
Yeah, it might have been a good move.
It could have been,
a crackhead.
It could have been a crackhead. It could have been the craziest move of all time. It's not that I didn't want to. I couldn't. How do you forget that?
I didn't, so I don't know.
I brushed my teeth.
I did think about shaving my armpits before the race. I didn't.
No, that would have killed you. You have to do that weeks before.
Well, no, that's what I meant. Like,
yeah,
before we ran, like get it to a point so they weren't going to stink.
Yeah, I used to do it in the Army.
Sweat a lot.
So.
Yeah. But I didn't. So that's when like the first kind of like I need to take a break because I need to walk because of something that's other than just, hey, we're going to walk.
You sat on a stoop and then you put biofreeze on again.
Yeah. But I was also like just trying to like stretch my calves, like do calf raises when I could, just stretch them out.
We either hit 11 miles or we're about to hit it. We can see it. And we don't know that our parents are right up the road.
Yeah. So
we think they're at 17.
Yeah, I get to our parents at 11, and I'm feeling good because we were coming and running then.
They were at like 11:4 or something.
Yeah. So I was feeling good because we were coming and running. We had run like that was when you were getting me to like, hey, let's run the next 4 stoplights, and then we would take like a
we had
walk. We had a good like system. Well, you did of just pointing shit out to run to, because then it was like.
Best thing to do. Just look at something ahead of you. Just go to there.
It doesn't seem too far, but it's still a good distance. You know what I mean?
Just keep doing it.
So that's what we were doing. We were doing like this run to a point, walk, run to a point. As long as you could see it, run to it kind of thing. And then all of a sudden, I could just hear my mom. Like I could just hear my mom. And I was like, oh shit, our parents.
And we have it on video too.
Yeah, I was like, oh shit, our parents are up there. And you were like, where? And, for anybody who doesn't know, at this point, this is a pretty big thing in the race. Tyson and I are sharing headphones. So I have one headphone in, he has one headphone in, and he's carrying his cell phone. I don't have anything else other than my pack, which is full of the stuff that I need for, like, inhaler.
You have 2 ketones,
gel packs, gel packs, my water bottle, my vape, my inhaler, shit like that. But I didn't bring my phone. I just shut it off in the morning and gave it to my mom, just because I knew I was going to listen to Tyson's music all day. So we're talking to each other. We have one ear in, one ear on the music. We're talking to each other. I'm like, oh, that's my parents, or that's our parents up there. And you're like, where? And I was like, right up there. I can hear them.
I couldn't believe it. I couldn't believe it.
And
it was a gift from Pap.
Yeah, so we see them, and they got it. That took, even if your energy was at 100, it took your energy up to.
Dude, that was
It was a great.
That was a video game feeling, like
Our moms are screaming. They're so pumped.
You hit the whole resupply point.
Yeah, my mom, God bless her, gives me this towel to wipe my face off.
Oh my God, I forgot about that.
A towel. She then told me like 2 or 3 days later, or 2 or 3 hours after the race, that she found on a trash can. I'm like, I wiped my face off with that.
But 2 other ponchos.
Yeah, with 2. She's like, no, it was wrapped up with 2 ponchos, like it was like a present or something. I'm like, on a trash can in Pittsburgh.
So
I wiped my
face with it.
A homeless guy probably sneezed all over this or something. I just wiped my face off with it, but whatever. So,
and you can see it in the pictures. There's just a towel. That was not on my pack. All the things that were there were packed. That was not on the pack.
Yeah.
It's in the pictures.
I was like, where the hell did she get this from? But anyway, so we take off from them and we go down, and this is a point where we go down and make like a square and then come right back up the same point where they kind of just were. So we ran down, made the square, and came back up, and they're standing right on the corner. And I can see them, but they can't see us yet. They don't know that we're running right in front of them. And this was clutch because then when we saw them a second time, that's when we made the headband switch.
Hold on. So we get resupplied with gel packs and ketones.
Pack 2.
I take
What
the old.
happened to Pack 2?
We either just drank the next ketones that you had in your bag, or I took those from you. I think I took them from. I said, give them to me, because I knew I had more in every bag than we needed. And I grabbed us fresh ones, and then we popped those. We can't let this go unsaid.
Oh, this happened in that little square?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought it happened.
So I went the whole marathon without littering. And you've seen it the whole way, especially like the people just, not the litter water cup area. Like, that's a litter zone. That's what it's called. You're supposed to drop your water cups and not really worry about it.
Yeah, anytime we ate like out of a pack or anything, we always threw it in a trash can. We always went
Always. I did it litter free.
Yeah.
B's got the. We go around from the resupply from our parents. We go around this corner. We go down the hill, and we were just both saying, like, that was crazy. Like, what a fucking moment. Like, we needed it. Because you were you weren't going to ditch your long sleeve.
I was getting ready to throw it away.
Yeah.
Or no, I took it off. I just took it off.
You took it off.
And I was wearing it.
But if we would have had to go to 17, I bet you ditch it.
Yeah, for sure.
And then just right down the road where our parents, everything worked out. The dumpster towel.
Yeah, it was crazy.
The deodorant. I got my deodorant, which
is also a good boost.
Yeah.
It's like a double boost.
Oh, dude.
Like, I'm smelling good, feeling good, running good. Let's go get it. So, yeah, we hit these ketones, and I'm, like, running with Tyson. We're talking about how crazy it is. We see our parents hit these ketones, take a drink. And now I'm,
they're like little 5-hour energy shooters.
Yeah. So I'm running, and I'm scoping. I'm looking for a trash can, but I'm also dealing with these kind of calf muscle spasms I'm having that are kind of going away, but are kind of coming back. I'm talking to Tyson. There's nobody really around. I'm kind of and this was right after we had just split off with the 13.5ers. So there's nobody now.
Yeah.
Like, the road is so open for us to run on. So I'm like looking all around, and I just toss it to the opposite side of the road. There's no trash cans.
Across me, back this way.
But it's like spinning heavy.
Yeah.
Hits the ground, just spin, skip, like I'm skipping a rock. And it just like starts It stops right at this guy's feet at the curb and just starts spinning in a circle. Tyson goes, "Hey, hold that," and we just started dying laughing.
Go ahead, hold that.
And then we seen our parents again, and this was more clutch. Because we forgot to swap out headbands, we swapped out headbands when we saw our moms a second time.
Also, when we got around the corner, I still had mine bottle in my hands because I didn't litter, and I threw mine to my dad.
What if he?
But we did get the switch out of the headbands, which was huge.
It would have been funny if he littered it.
That
Yeah, so we switched out the headbands and then proceeded to we're on this square, see our parents here, go around this square.
Our parents were also
Parents
our moms
here.
were crying when we seen them at 11 miles.
My mom's like, "You melt my heart. You're looking so good, big dog. I love you, big dog."
Got it, big.
Shout out to Karen, dog. For real. So when we make the turn, see him again, change headbands, and then we're making kind of like a loop, another swoosh to the right, and we're going up onto this bridge. Now this bridge, I should have known. There
my
was
favorite
foreshadowing on this bridge because I should have known how fucking awful this next part of the marathon was about to be. Based on, as soon as we got on the bridge, we'd seen a pad, a used pad that I'm assuming another marathon runner had just thrown on the ground.
We've probably drove over that bridge so many times. It's not that you're walking it. It's a fucking long way.
It's a long motherfucker. And it's right on the other side, just it's the steepest hill you could ever imagine. I mean, times 100. So we're walking most of the bridge because it's like a gradual uphill. And then we get to the other side of the bridge, and it is just a super steep uphill. And everyone's like, "This is the worst part of the marathon. This is the worst part of the marathon." And we're 13 miles in.
Oh,
good.
With the bloody pad.
Yeah, the bloody pad was crazy.
Some chick, I like to think that it was messing her up and she was running good and she dumped it, which is like, hey, fuck, gotta do what you gotta do if you're running good. But it was probably just some nasty chick that just dumped, dude, a whole fucking...
There's a good chance.
That was the 4-walled John. That wasn't even the small...
Super soak or whatever.
Yeah, the super sucker. 5.
Yeah, whatever one gets a lot. It looked like a diaper with blood all over it.
Yeah, it was a diaper of a pad.
Because it just kind of started sprinkling right around that time, too. Because I remember it being wet on that bridge.
No, it is. If it is, it's just maybe just barely. It's gonna happen though.
Or maybe it rained before we got there on that bridge.
Maybe.
But so we're walking across this bridge. We then start walking up this steep ass hill, and at this point, like my calves are like locked up, like to the point where like every step I take hurts. Every step I take it gets harder and harder to take a step. And I know I'm slowing Tyson down. I know this isn't as much as he wanted to walk, and like I feel bad in that aspect because I know he wants to have a good time.
I knew it when we were going down that downhill portion that I was like, oh, you can't even go downhill. Like, you can't even maximize. Those are the points to maximize your time spent in this.
Yeah.
And I was like, shit.
Yeah, because as soon as you got over the bridge, it was like a little downhill, steep, and then super steep uphill. But the bridge was a gradual uphill, then downhill, and then super steep uphill. So when we were going on the downhill, I couldn't even run the downhill because my legs were just like seized up. So then, we were going up the hill, and you remember you went to the porta potty.
Now we're on 12.
Yeah, we were on 12 now, and we were going up the hill, and you went to the porta potty.
Yeah.
And I just kept walking because I was like, if I stop, it's going to do way worse than what's going on now. So I just kept walking.
Which we watched every Porta John be backed up for 12 miles. The first time I got a piss, I'm like, I was just going to hit the John right here.
There was nobody in line. And so I just kept walking, and then you ran to catch up with me, and we were just going up this fucking brutal hill. And I think it was the purple
We
guy
drove
there,
it home, too, and
Yeah.
like your parents said it, they were both just like, Jesus fuck.
Yeah. And I think the purple guy had caught up to us at this point.
No.
No? Mm. Well, I know, because we're at mile marker 12.
12 is the beginning of that hill. Like when you come down that after the bridge, 12 was right before we start going uphill.
Because the aid station at 13 is where I got the icy hot.
It was at 12.7.
Yeah, right before 13, whatever. And
it's almost not whatever, because the reason I know it's 12.7 is because I was able to pull out my cheat sheet that I made on the ride up there, but it was also what we worked out, so I knew what to make. That's how. I don't know if it worked at all, but I was able to pull that out and be like, "Hey, there's medical at 12.7." I think
that helped us with when we needed a water station or something, or an electrolyte station or something.
That was the same one.
Yeah,
I only pulled it out once and one time for that.
But I was like, I'm going to ask them if they have anything for my cramp. Because it got to the point now where every time I tried to run, when I would pick my foot up, my toes would curl. So in order to put my foot back down, I'd have to step on the tops of my toes to flatten my foot out.
That confused me. I never heard of that.
It was like everything was so spasm tight that as soon as I lifted my foot up, my toes would curl. It's like the second you could feel them curling as you were lifting part of the toe up. And then as soon as I'd put it back down, like the force of the
cramping.
It was so cramped. It was like, imagine you're already stretching a rubber band to the maximum. It was crazy. So, like, I thought I was going to, if I run, I think I'm going to break my fucking toes. Because every time I put my foot down, like, involuntarily, I was landing on my toes because my foot wouldn't spread back out.
Rip the ligaments going to your toes.
Yeah, my foot wouldn't spread back out by itself unless the flat part of my foot was on the ground. So I tell him I want to stop at the aid station to see if they have something for, like, my cramps. He's like, all right. So we stop. I sit down, and they give me, like, this fucking, a tongue depressor full of fucking icy hot. And I just start lathering it on the back of my legs thinking it's going to help.
Was that just generic icy hot?
Mm-hmm. It was fucking orange generic icy hot in a Vaseline tub.
I never seen that orange.
Yeah, me neither. It was in like a dollar store Vaseline tub. Rip it, kid.
Oh, for the love of fuck. There you go. Appreciate you.
Yeah, got you, Sonny. So I'm lathering this icy hot up on my legs, and then we get up and we start going again. And I'm like walking, and I'm trying to run as much as I can, but I'm making it like you're saying, like, let's run to the next 2 stoplights. I'm making it a stoplight, and then I'm stopping. And we finally, like, get to mile marker, 14, and it's still uphill. I'm still just, like, chugging along, but I'm, like, apologizing at this point. Like, in my head, I'm already, like, I'm fucking Tyson's whole thing up. I know he wants to finish this marathon. I know he wants to have a good time. I'm like, I'm ruining it. I'm fucking gonna get hurt. I'm hurting myself as I keep going. Like, the pain is fucking unbearable.
How was it? 10 out of 10.
The pain?
Yeah.
At that point, I would say, I mean, to be honest with you, I'm not even bullshitting. It's going to be like an 8.8 out of 10. Like, 10 out of 10 would have been like, I hurts myself. 9 out of 10 would have been like, 9 to 9.5 out of 10 would have been like, I need my parents to come get me here to quit walking. But like,
and 9's probably hospital worthy too.
Yeah. It was probably like 8.5, 8.8. Like, every time I stepped, my calf was seized up. My toes would get, it's like stepping.
I can't imagine the toes part. That's creeping me out.
It hurt so bad.
I've never felt that.
And make sure Charlie wasn't calling me. And so, like, I'm at the point now where I'm like, I don't want to keep going. I was at the point that I didn't want to keep fucking it up for you. And I was like, he's going to want to run more. And I can't run anymore right now. So
It's not. I never wanted to leave you.
yeah, I know.
The goal was just don't be last.
True.
I was never intending on leaving you.
Yeah. But in my head, I just
sucked.
felt like I was holding you back.
It very much sucked for me. But honestly, if you would have let me go otherwise than you saying it, like if I would have just left, I would have stopped at like 20 or 18 because I just needed to fucking run like a dog.
Yeah.
Like I needed to go. I hadn't gone.
I think a lot of it for me, too, is I felt guilty because I know how hard you had worked for it, and I didn't. So I felt like I was being selfish and holding you back, and I felt guilty because of it.
I didn't feel any of that. I just didn't want to be last.
Yeah.
That was.
But I was also to the point where I was in like I was ready to just fucking call it quits.
So
I told you, I was like, hey, I can't. I'm like, I'm done. I can't do it anymore.
I knew, and honestly, on my pap, I knew it was either going to be this time we stopped because we made another call out. We were like, up to those, this or that. And you made it like 60 yards. If that thing was 100 yards away, you made it like 60 yards.
And I don't even know, was it when right before I decided to quit, the last break I took before that, but like my calves started seizing.
It was a couple before that.
It was like maybe at 13.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe 13 and a half or 14.
Yeah.
We took
it would have been like 13, 7 and 9, somewhere around there.
So we took a break and we started walking, and I had a rock in my shoe. So I had to sit down because one thing they don't tell you
kept
is
getting rocks in your shoes.
Gravel, you get a ton of that little gravel rocks in your shoe when you kick your foot up like that. It's kicking the.
Well, you know what's weird is that I would say no, you don't. My shoes are very tight. I looked at your shoes for whatever reason. I don't know if you just don't tie them tight enough, and there's no reason to change what works. But you had like right here. Like good sized pockets where they were all just coming in right here on both sides.
Yeah, I always have it like that. I don't know. Maybe I do need to tie it tighter. I don't know. Yeah. I'm always worried about choking it because you always talk about choking your shoes. So I'm always worried about over tightening my shoes.
Yeah, you got them under.
Well, either way, I kept getting that little gravel in my shoes. Yeah. And so we took a break.
A fair amount.
It happened a lot. I'm not lying. It happened a lot. So
after I left you, it probably had.
Yeah. Well, that's one of the reasons I had to sit down at the bus stop is because I got to run. Crazy. We'll get there. But, so.
Try to get it right.
I get these little pebble rocks in my shoe, and I go to sit down and get them out.
I'm sorry to cut you off, but we forgot to say that one of the issues that maybe could be from the calf issue, and it probably is lack of training or something, but the gel pack fucked your stomach up.
Yeah.
The first one you took
and
after
I didn't
30 minutes
anymore because I didn't want to shit.
And then you missed the next 2 or maybe even 3.
I didn't eat any more. And then you made me eat one at like 13.
Yeah.
So I sat down to get the rock out of my shoe, and I'm like, look at my calf, and you saw it. My calf was like moving like this in the back of my leg, like a fish was swimming in there. It was crazy. Both of them, they were both just seizing back and forth at the same time, cramping.
He also, right after that,
I said, look,
calves hurting as bad as they could ever hurt, right?
Oh, my God.
We've been running for 13 miles, and I might have said something slick, and he goes, I mean, dude, look. He hits me with this pose. Like what? You couldn't put any more pressure on your calves.
The plie.
The plie. He goes trying to show me his calves this way,
And they was going stupid.
You could have just turned around.
Oh, I couldn't have. That was a lot of work to turn around.
Dude, look.
Just teabagging. So we were at mile marker 14 and a half. I stopped and I tell Tyson, I was like, I'm done. I can't do it anymore. I was like, well, let's just call your parents. And I was like, call your parents, tell them that I'm hurt and that I need picked up, and then we'll just go.
When you said it was almost like everything I envisioned.
Yeah.
Because it was weird, because I knew you weren't training. And it was hard for me not to know that was going to happen. And I told you. I wasn't wrong. You know what I mean? Like, you were on the fence of this not happening.
But you are wrong.
I am wrong, and I'm glad that I'm wrong. But I wasn't wrong months ago.
No, you are wrong now.
I am. But I had concerns and worries.
Your concerns and worries were valid. Concerns and worries were very valid and validated. Validated.
They came true.
So we call Tyson's mom. She answers and just said, I'm hurt. You got to come pick me up. They're like, where are you guys at? I said, mile marker 14 and a half. They said, can you walk? I said, yeah. They said, all right, we'll meet you at mile marker 15. I was like, all right. I look at him. I give him the headphone. I'm like,
we dab each other up. You give me the headphone, dab each other up, give you a hug, and then I think he said, "I'm sorry, man," something like that, and then he just said, "Make me proud." And then I put that fucking headphone in, and I was What was the 18-wheelers that you used to? It has the ultra
you got to after 9 gears, you got to flip the switch and go into 9 more gears.
I promise everybody watching you.
Watch. I just put the switch.
You think you have gears? You put it into 4-wheel drive. I'm going into fucking all these other gears that I got another 9 more. I promise you. But
no, go ahead, tell them. So you take off. Tell them how your race goes.
So, one thing we did was we met that purple, big purple, as we'll call him.
Grimace, maybe.
Grimace, Big Bear.
It was his 10th marathon.
10th marathon, and it hasn't finished under 6 hours.
6 hours and 36 minutes was his best time.
10 marathon. Come on.
Listen, I'm not knocking him because he finished.
Yeah.
Can't knock him.
Yeah. But
10 in's crazy for having. I mean, you would. If you guys saw him, you would think like first marathon.
Yeah, you would. But he also had. But he spoke like he did run 10.
Mm-hmm. Because we met him right after the hill, and he was like, "That was the worst part of the race." He was like, "That was the worst part of the race. That was the worst part. This is my 10th.
And you were in it right at that moment.
So going through it,
we needed Big Bird.
Yeah.
We just came up on Bird.
You take off.
So
you're in.
He told us, don't go hard on the downhills because that'll hurt your knees.
He's like, I saw a guy blow his knee out because he was going too hard on the downhill.
I thought of that the whole time, just as like a piece of advice, because like we talked about is you would want to open your stride up as you're going downhill, but also as you've been going on for so long, that could also put more tension and pressure on your knee.
It could be like jumping at that point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I kept that in mind. So when I left you, it was crazy, man. Like I couldn't believe it. You know what I mean? Like I was just like, damn, man. Yeah, I did think about this. I thought about it multiple times. Here it is. It's like, yeah, you didn't train.
God did.
God was about to. God didn't at this moment. Because I thought about it today. I was like, damn, why'd you leave Brandon if he'd finished? And I was like, because he quit.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't leave him. We left each other. You know what I mean? Like we didn't.
Yeah, I told you to go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so 15 was a little.
Which makes every part of the story the best.
15 was a little bit rocky because it was kind of like little weird hills.
Yeah, we were running up into Highland Park at this point.
There were like weird small hills. So
near Homewood, actually, before Highland Park.
15, and then I see her parents around 16 and a half, maybe. I see our moms. And I see your mom first, and she's like 40 yards ahead of my mom. And she's like, "Where's Brandon?" And I'm like, "He's just back this way." I don't. How do you explain where he? I don't know where I am.
No one knows where I'm at because you have all I have is
and I don't know where I am.
Water bottle. Yeah.
You just stay on the road. Stay on
go backwards
in the sawhorses. Just stay. So after that, I keep going. I was feeling.
You got the pack.
No, I never got a pack from there.
Oh, because you had all my. That's right. Before you left me, I gave you all my stuff.
You did. You gave me what you had on you, and which I think was like 1 or 2 ketones.
2 ketones.
Two ketones. And I don't know about gel packs. I think you were out. I think it was the 2 ketones.
Well, you carried all the gel packs.
Yeah. I think you might have had 1. But we get to I get to 18, 19, 20. 20, everything's good. I remember taking a ketone and gel pack. And then at that moment, my mom calls me. She's like, "How you doing?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I'm fine. I'm still running at this time. I'm running." I remember because I hit the ketone, I just fucking missed half my mouth. Like half. That was my last one. Damn. But I wasn't stopping. And I was like, "Yeah, I'm good." And she's like, "Brandon decided to keep going." And I'm like, honestly, right hand up, I was like, good for him. Good to just like end at like a higher number. Just keep fighting to get that higher. Don't stop at fucking 1.1 mile. You know what I mean? The higher number it is, then you stop is just better. I was like, good for him to just keep fighting. But I just went through these last 5 miles. I'm like, it don't get no easier. There's a lot of bullshit coming up. And then it was just a quick phone call, just like that. Hang up, run the next 5 miles. And so when I left B, from 15 to 20, I ran 11-minute per mile splits. And then from 20 to 25, I ran 10 minutes splits. And then I ran an 8:40 mile to end it. 25 to 26, I ran an 8:40, which is my fastest mile I ever ran, which is now one of the things I'm going to do this summer is record me seeing how fast I can run a mile. Because that's not the fastest I could ever do it. Because, you know what I mean? Like, clearly, I think I could do it faster. If I'm 24 miles in, and then I've just never tested it. But, yeah, that was great. That was crazy. And then I finished the way I'll save that. But where our parents were sitting, where you seen us, didn't see them at all. I was just focused straight on the finish line. Didn't see him at all. Didn't hear him at all.
Another thing Tyson's kind of leaping over too is he passed like 300 or 400 to 500 people from the time he left me until the finish line. He just kept passing people and passing people. He never stopped running.
The difference was 613 between us.
Yeah.
And it's like, there's no telling how many people you passed, and then like
How many people passed me because I like
yeah, the number was. But that's if I would have put $100 that said I passed 1,000 people, easily.
Mm-hmm.
There could have been people that quit because there was like 2,000 people that not finished.
There was 2,040 people that didn't finish the marathon.
Dude, I passed.
But didn't finish within the parameters that they require to have a recorded time. They might have still finished the finish line, but their time didn't count.
I passed a lot of fucking people.
And you probably passed up some relayers too. I don't know how many relay runners.
You know what? That's probably a lot of it too.
Yeah.
Dude, that was my marathon. Is make me proud.
Word.
Like I was just how else could I?
And you did.
You know what I mean? Appreciate it.
And you did.
Like,
give it up for Tyson, everybody. Give it up for Tyson.
And you can see it. We're gonna make the video of the marathon pictures and videos that we got.
Probably something we
Marathon
can
the
start working
movie
on tomorrow.
Yeah.
After golf.
You'll see. I finish hard to the finish line. I passed a woman with 2 feet left. I got her. I was mad that I didn't pass the fat dude in front of her.
Yeah, you guys can see Tyson crossing the finish line on the live stream on their YouTube channel if you go to the 5 hour and 35 minute mark.
Where?
So yeah, Tyson finished. If you remember, he left me at 14 and a half. So the plan was to meet them at 15. I had no music, no phone, no nothing. Just my water bottle, a vape, and an inhaler.
Now for
and
y'all.
Weed.
Now for y'all. I don't even know the real story. I know the jits. I know what it is. But we're finna find out.
Should we take
what happened?
Should we take a pause?
If you want to. 37. 137.
No, we got some time. So at 14 and a half.
What are you feeling when I leave? What's it looking like when I leave? Like
emotionally, I feel terrible because I feel like I let a lot of people down. I feel like when I said the words, I'm hurt, I'm quit, I'm hurt, I need you to come get me. I can't keep going. Like I felt like even I knew it was a possibility, you know what I mean? So, because I knew I wasn't training. I mean, it's not like I was trying to hide it from myself. But, physically, it fucking hurt. Like, physically, my calves hurt like a motherfucker. But I think that was a good part, too, because I couldn't feel anything else hurting. Like, my calves were... I was so focused on my calves hurting, I couldn't feel anything
Your quads were probably burning.
Yeah, everything was on. My knees, like, you saw the pictures of my knees when we started versus when we finished. And so the plan was for me to meet them at mile marker 15. So I'm like, well, I just got to walk, which I've been doing fine. But I was like, at least I'm not holding Tyson back anymore. I can kind of just walk at my own pace. So I'm just like limp walking, kind of just like getting there, but kind of just.
I never felt like you were holding me back. I just want to say that.
Yeah,
you weren't holding me. I was planned to be there the whole time.
But I just I said in my head, I felt like you had put so much effort into running the race.
Yeah,
I'm not like
it was. It was getting to me though.
Yeah,
but I was willing to go through all the pain of that bullshit to be there with you.
It worked out best. Yeah. It worked out for the best because I get to mile marker 15, and it starts raining at this point, right? It starts raining when I'm walking, and I'm like defeated, and like I'm quitting.
Yeah, it started raining at like 13.
Yeah, and like I feel it, like I'm shivering, I'm cold because I'm walking, I'm not running, and like people are passing me, and I'm not even like my head couldn't have been further down like this. As I'm walking, dude, like you,
Chest high, chin up.
I don't want anyone to
Couldn't
see
be any
me.
more reversed.
I just don't want anyone to even see me. Like I just want to feel like the smallest person on the whole road. You know what I mean? Like I don't even want people to think like I want to rip my bib number off right now. It's like I just felt like a fucking loser. So at 15, I see this guy walking with his family, and I'm like, "Excuse me, sir." I'm like, "Do you have your cell phone on you?" And he was like, "Yeah." And I was like, "Can you make a phone call for me and just put it on speakerphone?" I'm like, "I don't want to hold it. I'm real sweaty." And he was like, "Yeah." So I call my mom. She doesn't even want to talk to me. She wants your mom on the phone because she's like concerned that I'm like badly hurt. So I talked to your mom, and your mom's like, "We're at mile marker 16. Can you walk?" I'm like, "Yeah, I can walk. I'll meet you guys at mile marker 16. So I walk from 15 to 16, and they're like...
But look at that, though.
So I walk from mile marker 15 to 16.
Crazy.
And I don't really remember much of it, but I'm still just kind of like down in the dumps, just kind of like thinking like...
Feeling sorry for yourself and going through a lot.
Not really, but it's like this is the turning point where like I'm thinking of everything, and I'm like, Tyson's going to be on the podcast with his medal, and I'm not. And Tyson's going to get to tell his success story about getting his medal, and I don't. I told everyone I was going to finish, and I won't. And I'm like going through this shit, you know what I mean? And it's kind of like not making me feel sorry for myself, but making me be like, what the fuck am I doing? Like, why would I ever... Like, I'm not dead. Like, that's honestly...
That's what I consider
dead.
feeling sorry for yourself.
Yeah, okay,
like,
yeah. I wouldn't say...
You're making up all these excuses of how... You could tell the people at work that this happened, and you're going to tell your parents the real story. You're going to tell...
See, I would say feeling sorry for yourself is like, oh, it's okay, you can quit. Like, yeah, it's okay. Like, that would be like, oh, me...
Okay, yeah, then that's how I feel.
Me, I'm like...
I make so many excuses for myself.
Yeah. I was kind of like in the state where I'm like, why the fuck... I'm like coming to having a realization at this point, like walking towards mile marker 16, like Tyson's going to be so happy. I'm going to be so proud of Tyson and still fucking feel like shit about myself. And like, we're both going to ride home in pain, but like, he's going to have a medal around his neck. You know what I mean? Like this is the type of shit I'm thinking as I'm walking. And I'm thinking like,
damn, that energy had to be...
As soon as I see the mile marker 16, I'm like, I only have 10 from here. And as soon as I see right when I see mile marker 16, I can see your mom and my mom. And I'm like, I give them a thumbs up to let them know that, like, I'm okay. You know what I mean? And my mom, like, starts speed walking away from Sherry and starts coming towards me. And she was like, are you okay? And, like, the second I saw my mom, I started crying. And it wasn't like a feel sorry for myself cry, but it was like there's no way I'm gonna fucking let her down cry. Like, I'm not gonna be and don't take this wrong way, but I'm not gonna be the only son who comes home from Pittsburgh without a fucking medal.
Yeah.
Like, 2 sets of parents showed up on this fucking trip. 2 sons are going home with fucking medals. It's just how I felt. I'm like, I can't do this. I can't quit on my mom right now. And
that's huge energy.
Then I started
your calf
crying.
Still hurt.
Yeah, I'm dying. And meanwhile, none of the icy hot rubbed in because we had biofreeze on, so it's just sitting on...
that's why it never worked.
Yeah, so it's just sitting on the top of my skin, burning my skin. I'm getting all hot, no icy.
That's one of the things you told me, and you're right.
Yeah. So it was burning my calf. So I had to wipe that off, but that was like way down the road. But so I see my mom, and then like I'm in tears, and I'm telling her, I'm like, I can do this fucking thing. Like, I can't.
And we got a good picture, and it's just awesome.
Oh yeah,
that energy of just, cause I can imagine that. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Like even just me like hurting something and just being
But you yourself, you said you've been there with like basic training. Like you've been there. So that's why, like, you know where I was at.
yeah.
You got to the other side of that, and then you or even said yourself you knew that this was going to change me, which it did. And I'm like on the other side of that kind of mentality. So I see my mom, and I'm like in tears, and I'm like, I can do this. I'm like, I'm not quitting this fucking thing. And I'm like ripping the fucking weed pen too, so which also makes me emotional when I'm high. But I see your dad, I see my dad. Your dad's just got the camera full on me. And which shout out Philio. But the biggest thing was I got 2 bananas, I filled up my water bottle, and I got another water.
Which last week's joke was trees.
Giant treagle. The freshest bananas. And they came in so clutch. So I look at my dad and I tell him, I'm like, I can do this fucking thing. And my mom's like, take my phone. I'm like, I don't want your phone. I'm like, if I have your phone, I'm like, when I want to quit, I'll have a way to quit. I'm like, I don't want to fucking quit. I'm like, if I get hurt, I will go to an aid station and call you guys. I'm like, but only if I'm hurt. I'm like, I'm not hurt right now. My calves are just cramping so bad that it hurts to walk, but I'm not injured. You know what I mean? Like my ACL isn't tearing and my MCL, DCL hasn't ripped off the bone, shredded to bits.
Good on you for understanding your body.
Yeah. I'm like, it hurts when I walk, but I'm not hurt.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I don't want her phone. My dad's like, he's like, you're not leaving without her phone. I'm like, Dad, I don't want her phone. I'm like, because I know I know if I have a way out, I'm taking the way out. Like, if I don't have a way out, I'm just finishing this motherfucker. Like, if my only way out of Pittsburgh is at the finish line, guess where the fuck I'm going? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So one of the biggest things for me was just like, which you don't like, but for me, like, it's just kind of been a way I've always gotten through my life is like, it's 10 miles once I'm at 16. Next one's double digits. As soon as I got to 17, I'm like, it's 8 miles as soon as I get to the next one. What's fucking 8 miles? And then as soon as I'm like, 8 miles is where I'm from. You know what I mean? Like, I just kept using the next one as an excuse to get there. And so I left my parents. Still, I'm walking, eating these bananas. My mom's like, just take your time. I just start running as a joke, just because that's me.
Yeah.
So I eat the first banana.
But how about there were people like cheering and all singing? There were runners singing to songs that when we would cross people in the fans. And in the marathon benchmark episode number 1, when you yelled out and sang one of the Army cadences, you lost your cadence of breath.
Yeah.
It would 100% happen if we didn't go through that.
Oh, yeah, 100%. I would have been so hyped.
That's so funny. I just thought of that.
So as I'm leaving our parents, this is mile marker 16 I'm seeing them at. So it's 10.2 miles from here before I'm going to see them again. You know what I mean? It's just all me in this fucking race. I have
nothing on you.
I took my pack off, so I just have the water bottle in the sleeve. I have my inhaler, and that's it. I just have those 2 items. And I have the water and the banana. I gave the rest, I gave the pack, the weed, I gave everything to my parents. My parents have my phone, their phones, whatever. I have nothing. I have no music, nothing. I am just raw dogging the rest of this race. It's just
went in raw, about to go out raw.
But I just, like, I didn't even think of it that way. It was just more like, I don't mind being in my own head sometimes, especially in an area like that, because I was fucking cracking myself up, to be honest with you. There was fucking homeless people just sleeping on stoops, and they didn't even look homeless. They just looked like they didn't make it all the way in the house. They just fell asleep on the stoop.
You know, what's funny is my eye doctor told me he ran a bunch of half marathons all his life, and his parents were always the full marathoners. And he said, just enjoy it. I told him everything that I thought I was doing, and he's like, you're ready, you got it. Just enjoy the moment. And when I was with you, I was just taking it in. Mm-hmm. Like, I was taking pictures, having fun. I was ripping the bed. I was having a good time. as soon as it was time to go, I just left you, and then I took one video that was at 24 miles, like when I knew it's over.
Mm-hmm. And I think that was the opposite effect for me with having no music or anything. Like I was able to just take everything in. And
you had a real moment.
But that was the thing for me is like eventually, like I was so worried about. I wasn't even worried. I was just thinking about everything around. I was taking everything in, talking to the people, being supportive on the side of the road. That I just kept. I was just walking. You know what I mean? I just kept walking. So for like
hitting the power up signs.
Yeah, from like 14.5 to like 18 and a half for like 4.5 miles. So almost to 19. I just walked. Like you can see my time shows I had like 17.5-minute splits. But the good thing about
what's crazy is 17-minute mile splits for walking is still very good.
Oh yeah, with fucking seized calves.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm feeling good. Or no, I'm not feeling good. I'm at 18, almost 19, and I'm like, I need to take a break. And I see this bus stop, and it just has like a little, speaking of take a break, let's take a break.
And we're back.
Jesus. So I was just looking at the map thing your mom made while we were on the break there. And so, yeah, it was right after 18, because 18 was Homewood. For anybody who doesn't know, Homewood's the most dog shit city in all of Pittsburgh. It is the grossest, most disgusting city I've ever been in.
I'm not saying anything about that because you're not wrong, but as we passed the band in Homewood, we were on that straightaway. There was a trash can right down the road, like maybe 150 yards, and I actually decided to get rid of 3 gel packs because I knew I had too many on me, and I was starting to feel heavy, and I'm kind of running fast. Dude, I dropped. Did I ever tell you that? Mm-hmm. I dropped 3 gel packs, and I wanted to kind of give them out to an aid station, but I'm like, nah, I need to get rid of these right now.
It'd been funny if you'd have gave him to an aid station and be like, if Brandon Himes needs something, give him.
I also didn't know that you kept going.
Yeah.
This is before 20, so I have no idea.
So get through Homewood right after the band, and right before 19, I'm like, I need to take a break. But I'm on the other side of Homewood, so I feel better. Because after Homewood, everything was pretty nice. So I see this bus station, or it's like a bus stop, and I just sit at this bench, and like if I put the heels of my feet on the ground and didn't point my toes like forward or backward and only pointed them straight up in the air, my calves wouldn't cramp while I was on break. So I just sat there and just like took it in for like.
That's where the bus station was at Homewood.
It was at the end of Homewood, right before or right after we started 19. So I like sat there and took it in for like 4 minutes, and dude, I'm just sitting there watching people.
Like it's a movie, dude.
Yeah,
with the rain coming down, the fucking bib on.
It wasn't raining at this point because we only got rained on for a little bit.
But we just got rained on.
I'm wiping icy hot off my calves because it's just burning me at this point.
You just sit there like this.
Dude, yeah, 100% just on the heels of my feet because nothing would cramp and I could just take a break. So then after that, that was like one of the biggest things for me because I could run after that. I could run for I got back to what we were doing. I could run for 2 stoplights and then I would walk. And then I could run to the next 2 stop signs and then I could walk. And then I could run to the, 4 churches down or some shit like that, whatever it was. And that helped me because I was able to get my pace back under 16 minutes, which is kind of what I think you needed to be for the marathon, right? It was an average. It was like an 18-minute to 14-minute was a 16-minute. Yeah, so right when I was sitting in the bench, the 7-minute pacer passed me, or the 7-hour pacer passed me, and she was walking pretty fast. And I said, "Is there another pacer behind you, or are you it?" And she goes, "No, there's one more back there."
Did you say that while you were sitting down?
Yeah. The fuck?
Did you? Hey, yo.
Yeah, I mean, she knew I was taking a break. I had the bib on. And I said, "Are you the last pacer?" And I just said, "Are you the last pacer?" And she goes, "No, there's one more back there." And she told me his name. And she goes, "Really nice fella." And I said, "Well, I don't plan on seeing him." And then I just got up and started following her. And then I passed her, and I just started, like, probably right around 21, 22. I would probably run for a minute, and I'd walk for 30 seconds, and then I would run for maybe 30 seconds, and then walk for 2 minutes, and then just, like, sporadically kind of just when I felt it, but, like, taking the hills into account, because most of it was downhill. So if it was a downhill, I was trying to run it.
And like we said earlier, the crazy amount of people that ran up hills. It was astonishing.
Unless you're trying to win it, it doesn't make any sense.
After third place, it don't matter.
Fourth, they played the top four. But did you know, I don't think we talked about this, the guy who finished the marathon got paid $7,000 for first place, and the guy who won the half marathon got $10,000 for first place?
No.
Which is crazy. But around 21, 22, I started, like, being able to get back to, if I picked something, I could run to it. And then at 23, we were 21, 22 was all like a flat stretch. We kind of started a flat stretch there. And then at 23, I was like walking in the beginning, and there was this guy on the right-hand side. He was at this volunteer table. And he goes, "I can see the sweeper back there." And he goes, "If you just walk for 15, run for 15, or he said jog for 25 and walk for 25 seconds, you'll be good. You'll be good. You're going to finish the Pittsburgh Marathon." And I turned around, and all I could see in the left lane where nobody was running were there was like 4 cop motorcycles coming. And I turned back around, and I'm like, if that's the sweeper, those guys are coming fucking quick. I'm not going to finish this thing. And I just started running. So then they started catching up to me, and I'm like, these guys are coming too quick to be the sweeper. You know what I mean? Like, they're coming way too quick to be the sweeper. So then they just passed me. And so I turn back around, and I can't see, like, for as long as I can look, I can't see. And I'm wearing contacts, so I thought maybe that had something to do. But for as long as I can't see anything, maybe this guy knows what a sweeper looks like because it's not his first marathon, but I can't see anything not out of the normal. Because what I kept turning around and looking for was the pacer. I was just looking for her, and I couldn't see her either. So now that I think about it, that guy might have just been trying to give me that boost of confidence.
I think it was.
You know what I mean? Because I remember passing the 7-hour pacer because I finished in under 7 hours.
Yeah.
And I never saw her again. So, but when he told me that, I was like, and then he broke it down 25, 25. I was like, well, if I run for a minute and walk for a minute, it's essentially the same thing because my legs were feeling pretty good at this point. I was like, so if I run for a minute and walk for a minute, it's the same thing, and then I'm going to finish the Pittsburgh Marathon.
You also had no idea how to tell what a minute was.
Correct. I had no watch. So that's funny that you say that because the way I kept track of it was every time I'd suck a breath in, it was a second. Every time I exhaled a breath, it was a second. So I would count 30 sucks in, and that was 60 seconds. And then I could walk. And then I would exhale, inhale. I would count 30 sucks. But, dude, I'm just out there having a good time, dude. I'm just, like, thinking of all kinds of shit, and I'm just like, this is hard, and I'm like, I wish I would have trained a little bit more. I wish life didn't kind of just, like, get in the way when we had, like, decided. Because, like, if we had decided to do this in July of last year and the race was in December, I could have trained a lot more because, like, I wasn't going through as much shit.
If we don't get the flu, I finish in 4 hours.
Yeah.
And I truly passed 1,000 people.
So around mile marker 23, that guy tells me the run-walk method, and I start doing that, and then, like, out of nowhere, I just hear, like, this lady, and she just gives me, like, this biggest boost. She's like, it's just a 5K from here. What would you do for a 5K?
Oh my! We were just making fun of people that.
Yeah, and I heard like she said it, but I heard
There was somebody that came.
You know
up
what
to
I mean?
Yeah, there was somebody that came up to me that I work with and said, "I heard you're running like some type of 5K." Dude, do you think I would ever in a million years announce I was running 5K?
I'd run it, just not
I'd have
telling everybody.
Ton of fun at it.
So, but like I heard her, like this lady said it, but I heard you. You know what I mean? She's like, it's just a 5K from here. I'm like, just a fucking.
I didn't even announce I was running the marathon.
So I'm like, just a 5K from here is nothing. And then I just started running, and I ran the end of 23, the all of 24, all of 25, and I ran most of as soon as I saw the 26 sign, I never quit running until I was in the finish line. And I finished it. I finished the Pittsburgh Marathon.
When
I bowed out and at 14 and a half miles, and I cried my eyes out at 23 and a half miles because I knew how proud Charlie would be of me. And then I got excited because I knew you were going to get to watch me finish the Pittsburgh Marathon.
Dude, the words still can't even explain it. There is no words to explain. You saved the summer. I mean, for a lot of different people. I don't know if I said it, but when my mom got me at the finish line, when I got done.
You didn't say it because obviously you were waiting for me to go.
I didn't know where I was. I was so high. I was so tired.
Elated.
And I don't know where the fuck I am. Because I also
just ran 26.2 around the city. Could get you around if I had to. Just stay out of Homewood's the only thing I know after the race.
I liked Homewood. There was a party.
They were having a party for sure.
That was my vibe with Homewood. That's our vibe. That's more our vibe than anywhere else.
I would get shot in Homewood.
No.
I would get shot in most suburbs in Pittsburgh.
Yeah, if you're trying to sell them a fucking car for dog shit ass prices. Little motorcycles for prices you ain't know is right.
So anyway, your mom gets to you.
And she was like, come on, we got to get over back to the bleachers. Brandon's still going. And I was like, Brandon's still going? Like, I couldn't even believe it. Like, when she called me at 20 miles, I was like, he still has 5 miles of tough work to do. And I think he'll get around right here and quit. And then to hear that you're still going, I'm like, well, he's probably at like 20 miles or something. Like, it's still a long way. But you were actually had to have been somewhere around like 23. Like, you caught up pretty good.
I never quit moving after you left. I never quit moving. Except the bench. I had to take a little siesta at the park, the bus stop.
Seeing what time the bus comes through around these parts.
May the force was with that bus stop, dog.
Trying to catch a pod racer.
You know where the finish line is from here, big dog.
Anywhere near the finish, dude.
Just not around the corner where they can see me.
You know what? Honestly, when my mom called me at 20, and they said, just the way my mom said it, she said like, yeah, he kept going, something like that. But I was like, I think your mom dropped you off like 2 miles ahead. I honestly thought it because I'm like, the way I left you, it was like,
I wish.
What got better? How could
I
didn't know what to do, and if I don't know what to do, I think I know a little bit more than you on the subject. So it's like God's gotta happen right now. I don't know what.
I just couldn't quit. I just couldn't do it. Nothing got better. It
got
worse.
And that's what's crazy.
It got way worse.
That's what's crazy.
So much worse. It started raining. None of it got better. My nipples started to hurt. Not shit of it got better, dude. But I did that motherfucker. Because I told you motherfuckers I was going to do it, and I did that shit. I couldn't not do it, man. I couldn't. And Tyson has a really good point. But I made the fucking Pittsburgh Marathon Instagram video twice. They posted two separate.
Oh yeah,
They posted two separate videos, and I made it twice.
And I said you only get posted on those things if it looks like you're dying when you go across the finish line.
But y'all can see, I didn't even look like I was dying. I just threw the hands up. It was just like
you just beat cancer.
Another big thing that kept getting me through it was Tyson, like mile marker 4, hit me with the anything is possible. And that was like my motivator, dude. The Kevin Garnett. Anything is possible.
Because somebody said something crazy. And then I said it was a sign that it said, anything you want is possible. And I said,
anything is possible.
I actually said anything is possible.
Well, KG got me through it. But yeah, it's, dude, the best feeling, because you can hear my mom whistle from a fucking state away, dude. It's crazy, the whistle she has. But, like, fucking turning that corner, man, and, like, just seeing all you guys and just hearing my mom. Dude, the fact that you fumbled the video.
Oh, my God. So, I filmed, like, for the last 3 minutes because the tracker fucked up. We had you at, like, 25.7. It was working up until then, and then we all put our phones off the tracker and just got our cameras out, and I recorded everybody up until that moment, and then I'm looking at like it still took a while, and it took like 20 minutes after we seen that you were at 25.7. Which probably isn't right.
Must have been 24/7 then or something like that.
Yeah. It messed up because it said you finished, like you were done.
We missed them.
And
that would be crazy if you missed me. I just went through hell and everybody missed it.
We didn't know when you were gonna come around the corner there, and I was ready though, and as soon as you came around, I don't know how I did it, but I switched it from video. I recorded all these people, and then somehow it switches over to photo, and as soon as I see you come around the corner, I just snap a picture, and then you see me, got the video on you, we're doing this, got it all on video.
Dude, and it was hype, that guy, did he announce your name?
Yeah.
He announced my name too, and I put my arms up. He's like, we all got our arms in the air for you, Brandon. I was like, hell yeah. But I'll say this, I felt like I was zooming coming around that corner, going up to the finish line. I keep watching that video of me crossing the finish line, but I was like, I'm barely coming into this motherfucker. I thought I was zooming, dude. I couldn't wait to get it over with.
I ran an 840 and I thought I was zooming.
That was another big thing.
I don't even look as fast as I was. Here's the thing. Even though that was as fast as I ever did, in my head I was going way faster.
That was another thing that helped too, was earlier in the race you had told me you'll get it over faster with if you just keep running.
And we seen that Truett Haynes shit. Yeah. Like, it just... And time under tension. That's what I said from the beginning. I think that was almost damn near my first fucking words. Like, I didn't know what it meant at the time, but it stuck with us. You know what I mean? Time under tension. The tension is the running in this whole fucking thing. The time is never going to stop moving. So it's just how long you're going to be in pain for the time. You can only make the time go faster. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, dude, that was
We did it.
we did it, bro.
It was crazy.
The, I slept with mine the night after.
The aftermath. I don't even. Do we go into the aftermath? I had to chase you guys down because I had no idea. I got my medal and had no idea where to go. So I chased you guys down. Then we went and got pictures. Walked back to my parents' car. Drove your parents back to their car. Went to change. At this point, like, I've been sitting down for 15 minutes. I can't even get up anymore.
You were rough.
I couldn't stand up. It hurt. Everything hurt.
Well, it was also rough that you were running to find us.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Did you go to the bleachers and we weren't there?
Yeah. So then I turned around and walked back up the other way. And, dude, literally the only way I saw you guys, I saw the back of your head in your USA shirt. So I had to cut out again, run down a block, and then come out, and I'm screaming, "Yo! Yo!" Because I don't want to...
That's when we see each other.
Yeah, that was Baltimore, yo. But I'm screaming, "Yo!" Because I don't want to walk anymore. And then you guys turn around, and everyone was so excited. I was so fucking excited, dude. I was just so happy. Because I knew
I wanted to cry.
I knew you knew, like, I wasn't going to finish, and then, like, to come through with it.
I did.
To come through with it. They put it on my neck, dog. And I did not get dropped off by anybody.
Yeah.
I did 26.2. You could check the tracker.
Dude, you did it for a lot of people. Like I always told you, I'm doing it for... I always do it for fucking Juniata. That's always. Doing it for myself. It's something I wanted to do pre-back surgery. Now coming off of back surgery. What a better fuck... Remember when my dad told me I was having a panic attack? And my dad told me during my panic attack, recovering from back surgery, where's Beast Mode Tyson?
What happened to Beast?
What happened to Beast Mode Tyson? Dude, I got... in just a couple short months, he's right here. It never left. Never left. If anything, I proved something more.
Ran our first marathon in our 30s. We looked it up. What's the percent of Americans that finish the marathon? 0.05%.
Yep.
Less than 1/10% finish a marathon.
Ever in their life.
Ever.
And you don't ever...
And less than that got the spinner robbed.
They do.
Dude, I just... At 23, I broke down crying because I even told some lady, I'm like, she's like, "Are you okay?" I'm like, just so happy at how happy my daughter's going to be.
That's awesome.
And
I never wanted to bring up... There were moments where I was going to be like, what are you going to tell Charlie?
Yeah.
You know, but I didn't say it.
Yeah. I think the biggest thing for me too is like after we split up, I got to go at my own pace, and I never felt bad I never felt like I was holding you back. Even though you said, you know what I mean, I just felt like that because I wanted, as much as I want to cross the finish line with you, I want you to set out because you work so hard. I want you to set out and do it the way you want to do it. And then next time we do it, we could just fucking, if there's a next time, we could just fucking do it how we're going to do it.
I say we do it next year. We have a fucking relay. We have a relay team and a team of guys that do it with us. We have a whole year from now. I think we could get Jay to do it.
So with running the marathon and seeing how proud it's made me and how like awesome it's made me feel that I've achieved this accomplishment and everything. Like Charlie has already told me, she's like, "Is there a kids marathon, Dad?" And I'm like, "Yeah, they have a 1 mile kids marathon." She's like, "I want to run it. Let's start training." At my work the next day, she's like running laps back. She's like, "How much of this do you think would take a mile?" And we're like doing the math. I'm like, "You'd have to run back and forth 80 times for it to be a mile." She's like, "I could do that." And then the next day after the marathon, I dropped her off at school. It was track day at gym. So she got to run around the track 2 times.
Oh, yeah.
Like 2 more times is a full mile. And she's like, "I can do it, Dad. I can do it." So, but I mean, as happy as I am, I mean, I know it made you proud. I know it made my mom and dad proud. I know it made your parents proud. A lot of the listeners and people in my life proud. But like,
You did it for the people, son.
dude, I can't tell you how proud I am of myself. Like, I can't to know that I wanted to quit too.
Yeah.
Like, to know that I wanted to just again give up. Again, just like say that I can't do something. Again, say that I didn't, you know what I mean? Well, I would have sat here and be like, you know what? I should have trained, dude. Should have put in the extra work, man, because I could have done. I did do the motherfucker. You know what I mean? I did that fucking thing. So I get to fucking say it all summer, all my life.
You saved the summer.
Forever I get to say I ran a marathon.
That's what I'm hearing from people that I meet too, is like, it's just, it's over and done with.
My favorite thing is
such an accomplishment. And I'm like, to me, it's kind of like, I'm the Rusty Raccoon's coming up next year.
get out of here, dude. For me, it's like my interaction with people is you either tell them I ran the marathon, they're like, how far is that? I'm like, 26.2 miles. They're like, you ran 26.2 miles? So, yeah, you want me to spin-a-rama this thing off your fucking face? Or the other interaction I get with people is just like, because like, dude, I'm so proud of this thing. We haven't taken it off in a week. And people are like, how long are you going to wear the medal? I can wear it forever.
Yeah.
Can you go in your house and get one?
Go on Temu and go find yourself one.
Go in your house and get one and put it on, and I'll take mine off.
Or take it off me and wear it. Try to take it off me.
I'm gonna drive 26.2 miles from here. If you run there to get it from me, you can put it on.
Yeah, they couldn't.
They couldn't. But I finished it, so my official time was 6 hours, 51 minutes, and 38 seconds, I think. I don't know the exact seconds, but we got some
5:39:28.
We got some really cool pictures. Professional ones that they take during the race, pictures that our parents took.
I don't know how we're going to do it yet. We'll probably talk about it tomorrow. But we're going to do, like, there was supposed to be a benchmark episode part 3. It never happened.
I was too busy trading.
But it was all just leading up into what I wanted to do, is just a cool montage of just, like, looking at our form, how we started and shit. You know what I mean? Just, like, clips of everything. And
I think we crushed the first half of that fucking race.
Yeah, and that's the training, just knowing. We actually, I think we took it harder. No, we've trained pretty good.
You did.
Yeah.
You did.
Yeah.
You did, buddy. I'm proud of you.
Appreciate you.
So far, in January, I ran
year,
10 miles. In February, I ran 11 miles. In March and April, I ran a combined 0 miles. But in May, I ran 26.2 of them motherfuckers, dog. Just off the couch.
Dude. And we don't advocate it. Because
well, you can fucking do it. Every person that looked at us and said, there's no way I could do it, and then didn't think that we could do it, yes, you can. You just, it takes a different, you got to tap into a different part of your brain once the fucking going gets tough.
Yeah.
You just have to tap. You have
and
to.
you can't explain what that part of the brain is until you're
faced with the fact that you're either going to finish something or tell everybody that you told you were going to finish it.
A lot of people. You're going to have to walk around with a lie or excuses in your pocket. Or
you kept telling me you're going to die. You kept using my words against me, trying to use them against me. You said you'd die out here. I did. A different person, like a quitter, died out there. You know what I mean? Like
that's
somebody
facts.
who would quit shit died out there.
Wow, you're right.
I did die out there.
Damn, you're right. That's crazy. That's dark. That's crazy.
I told you I would, and I did.
Damn.
I finished the motherfucker.
That's going to make me trip out.
Oh, yeah, dog.
You're right. That's crazy.
All for the spinny.
The spinneroonie.
Like a helicopter turbine.
Damn, you kept saying that. And it's like, you're not gonna fucking die. You know, as soon as your ACL tears, you're fucking done. Like, I would be done, you know?
Yeah, Kobe made the free throws, but I'm just walking off, dog.
But you kept saying, I will fucking die out there.
I
Shit,
did it.
that's tough. That's deep.
I did it, y'all. We did it. I'm proud of you, dog.
We all did it.
I'm proud of all y'all, too. You got the witness.
All y'all that just, like, supported us. Like, it's going to be a revenge tour for us.
There was so many supporters. There's so many good text messages the day of. Shout out to everybody who sent a text message.
Us. Yeah.
Everybody who followed along during the race. I mean, there was a lot of haters before, but there was so much support on Sunday. It was crazy. That's what I was thinking for this whole marathon. How long is this going to go?
I just want to say, shout out to, I love y'all. Any one of y'all that supported us, just helped us, just said, good luck. Because I promise you, it's going to be a long summer for some people. And you can catch me at T-Still_100 on Instagram. Locker Room Talk _1 on Instagram. On Snapchat for Ho Requiries. Need Dick Inquiries. Not Need Dick Inquiries.
No, it would be.
You need Dick Inquiries.
Yeah. You want yours.
What?
Junia.
This is Junia boy. But lose that until next week.
Yeah.
Because we all got the inquiries right.
No dick pic. No rod shots.
Yeah, nothing on this.
This is also the first time we've recorded without any of the whiteboards.
Yeah, we didn't need them.
It's the first time since we got them, the first time. You can find me on all social medias at BMH1120. LockerRoomTalkBusiness@gmail.com for business inquiries. LockerRoomTalk_1 for Instagram. One half of the Instagram. And that's it. We're marathon finishers, ladies and gentlemen.
We did it.
What's
We
next?
fucking did it. The Rusty Raccoon. 100 miler.
I gotta golf tomorrow, cuz.
We gotta start working.
The way I gotta golf tomorrow. But if we do train for a 100 mile or a marathon, would be
How
down.
fun would that be?
Shut up.
That dog.
Leave me alone. How long has this been going on?
You're really gonna be asking yourself how long.
Yeah. We seen that dog shit track they run on. The motherfucker was swimming.
That's why you get rusty.
Run, Rusty Raccoon, where it's not that.
The machinable might get rusty on the Rusty Raccoon.
That's what I'm saying. My knees hurt already thinking of 100 miles.
You got 5 days.
You keep saying that. It's 5 days since the last marathon I don't want to run.
We love y'all.
Love you, bye.